This is Jonathan Plout. We're back to you with Radio Entrepreneurs. Visit us online at www.radioentrepreneurs.com. Today we have Nathan Dionne of Northout.
That's me.
Nathan, thanks so much for coming in.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Tell us about Northout.
So Northout started about 2 years ago. We were born out of a friend and I seeing some problems with the earliest stage companies, particularly in Boston, being able to get an MVP, so the minimum viable product, out to market, and to really start, if you're a young, new entrepreneur, be able to start that journey. So what we said was, let's go out there and let's build product for as little cash as we can take, and we'll do it mostly in equity. So that's where the company started.
And what does Northout do?
So we build mobile and web apps for really early stage companies, and we also power, this is more of a recent pivot of ours, we power innovation labs for large brands. So if you're a Fortune 500 and you're trying to figure out, hey, how do we build things in augmented reality? What should we be worried about in virtual reality? What's happening in AI? You come and work in our office, and we help you iterate on new ideas in those themes.
So a typical client of yours could range from a startup company to a much larger established brand.
Yeah, so it's pretty much 50-50. We found that startups have a lot to learn from large companies who know how to get to market, who know how to stay stable and know how to look at the data. And the large companies benefit from our startups that work in our office because they're just going for it, right? It's just ship product. So there's a really great synergy between those two types of clients. And we're better for having those two, poles working with each other.
Interesting. So give us an example of some of the industries that your clients come from.
So a big one, which makes sense if you're thinking about how to be innovative, is insurance. So two of our largest clients that pay most of the bills are big insurance companies in and around the Boston area. We're also spending a lot more time in the healthcare space. That's an area that always needs innovation, and they tend to have really big budgets, and they're very, very active in trying to figure out what's next.
It's interesting because this doesn't sound like the small mobile and web app type of business.
Yeah, so you'd be surprised. I think a lot of these large companies want to act more like our original client base, which is a two-person startup trying to get an app built. If you're a healthcare company, you spend $14 million trying to build a new iPad app, where we have a startup that got more done for $50K. It's just a different way of thinking, and which is why we try to combine them in our office so they can both learn from each other.
Tell us about the ideal client that you would like to develop business with.
So again, it's sort of on those two poles. If you're in the earliest stages of your business, you have a basic idea and you want to try to get off the ground, we want to talk to you. Conversely, if you're one of the larger, say you're a Fortune 1000, a big insurance company, usually it's over 500 employees, and you're saying, hey, we need to be able to build things faster in a really new market that we don't understand, we want to hear from you as well.
Nathan Dionne, how many people work with you at Northout?
So we've grown to, I think we're going to break 50 at the end of the week.
Wow. And your role in the company?
So I'm the co-founder. I'm in charge of everything prior to the product getting built. So marketing, sales. I used to be an engineer, but they keep me away from that now, so things don't break. So it's about probably 30% of the company works on my side, and then Manesh, my co-founder, runs the rest of the delivery business.
So your background is in engineering?
Well, I did not traditionally trained. When I was in college, I have a finance degree in economics, but it was pretty clear. I think it was pretty young. So it was 2007, 2006. I was like, all right, I need to learn how to code things. So I just you can learn a lot of stuff online now. I literally just started Googling learn to code, and just started going for it.
You can learn just by looking.
Yeah. Some of it's just do it. How many hours a week do you spend watching Survivor? Right. I don't. Right,
and you're trying to reveal something of yourself?
Not Survivor. Is that your show? I was going to tell you what show it was.
Haven't you ever heard of Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I was like, I can't. Oh, Mr. Robot. So if you just spend an hour or two a week just learning some stuff, you can learn skills pretty fast.
Did you always want to be an entrepreneur, Nathan? I know you grew up in the New England area, right?
Yeah, so my parents have run a restaurant. Well, actually, my grandfather started it. So long history of sort of going out on your own. My parents were smart to keep me out of the restaurant business because that's too much work. I don't want to do that. But sort of it's always been in my DNA, the concept of sort of you're responsible for your own fate. If you work hard, you're going to get a good result. Sort of part of the lifeblood of the Dionne clan, I suppose.